continuation video. So for this one, I'm going to be talking just about volume and how we actually use volume alongside price action to kind of give us that extra confidence when we're entering the markets. Now, volume as an indicator itself, obviously people kind of like look away at indicators because they think it's lagging, but volume is actually the only non-lagging indicator. And what that means is that it shows data in real time, and we can actually obviously use that to kind of give us a good indication of whether or not there's stability in the price leg, and that will obviously tell us whether or not it will be sustained. And obviously this is all probably confusing to you, so without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it. Alright, so here we obviously have an uptrend, and here we have another uptrend. Yeah. Now let's say here we have a stable price leg, and here we have a unstable price leg. Okay, so let's say we're rolling a ball up a hill, right? The further we go up this hill, the harder it will be for us to roll that ball. So what? We need more participants to help us with that. So I hope that kind of makes sense, that analogy there. But what we kind of need to see through volume is increasing bullish volume, like so. That will tell us that we're strong in this move here and that it will be sustained. There is stability in this price leg. So here we have an uptrend, price is creating higher highs, and volume, bullish volume, is increasing. Now let's look at the unstable price leg. Sometimes what we have is diminishing bullish volume, like so. But price will be moving to the upside. So imagine we're rolling a ball up a hill, and upon each creek, we're actually decreasing the amount of people that are pushing it. How stable would that be? It wouldn't be very stable, and at some point, this is gonna fall. It's gonna fail, right? So look, we have higher highs being printed, but bullish volume is decreasing. There's diminishing bullish volume. That shows that this price leg here is unstable and it's going to be short-lived. So that's how you kind of use it. Obviously, when you're looking at bearish, it will be the opposite. When let me just show you an example now. Let me delete all of this. Okay, let's actually go to the real chart and show you some examples. Right, let's look here. Right, we obviously come down here. We mitigate out of something in the past. I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about that because that's not the topic of this video. So we mitigate something in the past. We come up and we break structure to the upside. Yeah? Then we come back down, come back up. Now we're making higher highs. Now, I want to know if we have, I want to know if we have stability here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get volume out and look at this. As we've increased and created higher highs, as we have increased in price, what we've done in volume is create higher high as well. Notice how this volume bar is higher than this volume bar here. You kind of want to look at the peaks in the volume. You want to make notes of these peaks. Everything in between is kind of just noise, and you kind of want to ignore it. You want to look at the highest points. That gives you the best indication as to like if there's stability or not. So what does this show us here? It shows us that there's stability in this move, and that is going to be strong and sustained. And look, what we actually see, a nice bullish move to the upside. Okay, perfect. Now let's look here. We actually had a 40-minute inefficiency line up here, and we're actually waiting for price to come back in and tap that level. So let's just play this out. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, now notice this here. We're creating a lower low here, or even if you look at from this bar here, where we're now in a downtrend, we're trending downwards, but bearish volume is diminishing. So that doesn't make sense. We're making progress, we're making effort, we're making movement to the downside, but this volume bar, should this leg here be sustained, this volume bar would be higher than this one, because that will show us that there's a stable price leg. But this shows us instability because it's not higher than this previous leg here. Does that make sense? So then what do we have after that? Move to the upside. Now look how volume lined up with my 40-minute inefficiency POI. As we came into that POI, volume showed us that this price leg here is unsustained. Now let's pair that up with our price axis. My price axis tells me that at this level here, we'd like to hit our POI, and also 8 a.m. is right about here. So we have an 8 a.m. fake move to our POI with unsustained, unstable volume, which tells us that this move here is going to be short-lived. This would have been a beautiful, perfect entry. So I hope that makes sense to you. Should this leg be sustained, what we were kind of looking for would be for this leg here to be higher, like so. And if this was like this price leg would end up actually continuing to the downside, but we didn't have that. Let me just show you one last example before we wrap up the video. Let's go to the 2 hour. Alright, let me just show you, if I can, a live example. Let's go. Okay, cool, perfect. We have a 2 hour inefficiency here, if you can see that. And if you drop down to the hourly and just play this out, okay, cool, perfect. Okay, let's go down to the 15. Actually, going down to the 1 minute. Alright, cool, perfect. Okay, so our POI is here, right? Waiting for this to hit, and let's play out price alongside volume to kind of see what we got going on. Okay, that was quick. Let's just backtrack a second. Okay, what do we have here? Can you see that? We have higher highs printed, and we have bullish volume increasing. That tells me that this price leg here is strong and it will be sustained. Now watch this. Look how I'm gonna put. Look, obviously I was looking to short. I was looking to short here, right? But look what happens when price taps the POI. Watch this. Bang. Taps the POI, and what do we have? Another bullish volume indicator that's higher than this one. Now this tells me that this price leg from here all the way here is a strong, sustained, stable move. And look what we have after that. See, people might have been looking to short because their POI would have told them so, and then after that, bang. So before, when you didn't know about volume, you probably would have saw, oh, BOS, price came back up, probably tapped some sort of reference point, but then you would have been like, wait, why was I taken out? Now look at this. You got equal, I mean, that's not really equal highs, but you got a high here with resting liquidity above, volume showing you that this price leg here is stable, so there is no reason for you to short. That's how you need to pair volume with your entries to kind of gather the stability or instability in that price leg to kind of tell you whether or not it will be short-lived. Few key points to get out there, and you know what? I'll just type this out for you. So focus on bear volume in a downward movement, because that will tell you whether or not that move is going to be sustained. And focus on bull volume. Like you did here, you focus on bull volume to tell you if that move here is going to be sustained. Yeah, if these candles here were inverted, like if it was going this way and this was going higher, you would have been looking to take this trade. Focus on bull volume in an upward movement. And lastly, when price is reaching POI, you want unsupportive volume. These are the key pieces of information you kind of want to be looking at. But yeah, besides that, I don't really have much else to really talk about. I hope that kind of made sense. If you guys got any questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. And besides that, thank you guys for listening, and on to the next.